Super Doomspire has a lot of weapons you can unlock, and which ones you pick can easily mean the difference between a good loadout and a bad one. In this 5-part series, I'm going to walk you through each weapon slot individually and help you make the best decision for your games. And today, we're going to start off this series with rocket launchers. Let's go! Okay, so we have quite a bit of choice when it comes to rocket launchers, but we can categorize all of them into 4 main categories: damage to players, damage to buildings, utility, and a 4th section, all-rounders, which are equally good at performing all types of actions. It's important to note that the categories that these weapons are put into aren't the only possible way to use them, but it is the way that most players use them. If dealing damage to players is your top priority with a rocket launcher, the best options are the crystal blaster and the scope shot, which are specially optimized to be your main source of scoring kills. Both of these shoot very fast projectiles, which makes it easier to successfully hit players, and they both have highly increased damage, making them the best options for taking out players via rocket. However, there are a few key differences between these two weapons, the most important one being their effective range. The scope shot's rocket has no range limit, meaning it can take down players from all the way across the map if you wanted to, but the crystal blaster's rocket automatically explodes after about 0.7 seconds. This means it is only useful in close range. For a lot of people, this is a deal breaker which keeps them from using the crystal blaster, and it may well be for you too. Aside from that, the crystal blaster has a shorter reload time and a bigger blast radius than the scope shot. If taking down doomspires or collecting bricks is your main objective with a rocket launcher, the best options are the bombardier and the shadow dragon, which both offer a massive blast radius in exchange for a longer reload time. Both of these are essentially hybrids between PvP and destroying buildings, but they're very different in how they go about the PvP part. The Shadow Dragon just deals a bit of extra damage no matter where you shoot it, but the Bombardier is extremely specialized for its unique arc mechanic. The rockets start off slow and weak when they first exit the launcher, but with every passing second they grow stronger and faster until they effectively become a tactical airstrike. Aside from that main difference, these two are basically the same weapon. There's also no shortage of utility-focused rocket launchers. If you're looking for a truly unique option, there's 3 which stick out from the crowd the most. One of these, the arm cannon, is essentially a 3-for-1 deal in the sense that you can fire 3 different projectiles from it. This weapon easily deserves its own video by itself, but in short, you have a fast chip damage projectile, a watered-down scope shot rocket, and a default rocket with a really powerful blast jump. If you're willing to sink some time into this thing, then go for it. It's a lot of fun to master. On the other hand, you could go with the Hog, which basically allows you to become the master of mobility, because it has a powerful blast jump with a short reload time. However, this kind of insane mobility doesn't come for free, so each rocket jump you take will deal 15 damage to you. Additionally, it doesn't do very well in combat as it deals less damage and has a smaller blast radius. A lot of high-level players use the Hog for the quick reload speed and the mobility it grants, and leave their main damage output to the rest of their tools, so this is definitely a great pick if you're looking to make those clutch comebacks. The Frost Staff is also a rocket launcher you can use, but you really shouldn't. I'm serious, please do not use the Frost Staff, it is really bad. It trades off 40% of its damage for a slow on-hit effect, which can lead to some nice combos sometimes, but it is not a good trade-off. Just don't use it. The 4th category of rocket launchers are all-rounders that aren't really specialized for anything. This category is home to the Rockstar, the laser cannon, and of course, the default rocket launcher. The Rockstar has a slightly faster reload speed at the cost of a much slower projectile speed. As an extra bonus, it also has a near useless AoE ability, which is funny, but it's not actually that useful, so you probably shouldn't use it. Nothing much to say about the Rockstar, it's just kind of a boring weapon to be honest. Just use it if you don't mind having a slower projectile, I guess. Now the laser cannon is basically a souped up version of the default rocket launcher. It does more damage, covers more area, has a faster projectile speed, and has a stronger rocket jump, all for the low cost of a slightly longer reload time. The laser cannon is a safe pick for almost any loadout, and it's actually what I recommend for most players. And of course, there's nothing wrong with sticking with the default rocket launcher if none of the unlocks are what you're looking for. All in all, if you're still undecided on which rocket launcher to slot into your loadout, it's helpful to think about what the rest of your loadout lacks, and if a certain rocket launcher could fill that blank. For example, if you're using the boomerang in your loadout can definitely benefit from something like the scope shot or the crystal blaster. Similarly, you could use the Hoss Hog for mobility boost if the rest of your loadout is lacking in that department, or if the rest of your loadout turns out to be quite balanced already, you could simply throw in a laser cannon or the default rocket launcher to top it off. Alright, that's all from me. I hope this video helped you, and I hope you have a nice day.